I took piano lessons starting at the age of 7. My mom enrolled me in an art class too. I also went to a Saturday school program to get ahead in math and English, but I never felt that different from my peers. A lot of them did similar activities. Our commonality? We were Asian, and we were fulfilling this Asian stereotype that I wasn't completely aware of at the time. Growing up, I had a typical Asian tiger mom that always stressed the importance of school and getting good grades. So naturally, schoolwork just became my main priority, and over the years, I ended up putting more and more pressure on myself to do well, on top of the pressure that came from my parents. But I never really attributed that mindset to me being Asian. It was just how I was. My ethnicity was not something I thought too much about until high school. I started volunteering for this nonprofit organization in my community for fun, but little did I know that it would make such a lasting impression on me. I got really involved with the organization through their youth program, and I was able to get involved in my community and be surrounded by incredible peers and staff that soon became my family and my role models. I was encouraged to think more critically about my surroundings, which definitely drew my attention to what it meant to be Asian and Asian American, and how that was a significant part of my identity. We talked about so many things, but the topic of mental health grabbed my attention. People always tell you to take care of yourself physically, put on a jacket when it's cold, make sure you're getting enough rest. But rarely did I ever think about taking care of my mental health, or what that even meant. I wouldn't like to say I struggled with my mental health, but I definitely had times when I pushed myself too far and I didn't treat it with as much care as I should have. That feeling of constant anxiety and stress was not unfamiliar to me, and it was to the point where if I didn't feel stressed or anxious, it just didn't feel right. But I told myself that everyone felt that way, or that there were people struggling with more difficult problems, so this was something I could handle on my own. And that was my mistake. I belittled my anxiety. My mind was fixated with this idea that I was not allowed to be weak. I didn't want to be another problem for my parents, and society projects this model minority myth that creates an expectation for Asians to have their lives together, to be successful no matter what. There's this twisted mentality that we have to be the best and the brightest. This idea is perpetuated by parents who constantly feed these ideas to their kids. It doesn't come from a place of malice, but ironically love. They want the best for us, but they don't see the extent of how much they push. I think that a lot of first-generation Asian Americans understand that constant worry in the back of our minds of being able to repay our parents, knowing that our parents crossed oceans and took up exhausting jobs just to get by and to build a better life for us. That was always my main motivator to do well in school. It seemed clear-cut. Do well in school, get into a good college, get a good job, and then take care of my parents. Failure was never an option. I had the chance to hear many of my peers' stories, and it was upsetting to hear how many suffered similar struggles. It's absolutely terrifying that because of how society portrays us and how we're brought up, we would rather suffer in silence than deal with being a disappointment. We ironically sacrifice ourselves for our parents, who have sacrificed for us. And in the end, we sell ourselves short of our own happiness. No one wants to talk about it, but everyone knows it's there. Mental illness is a reality. It is not something to be regarded as shameful. What I've learned from others and from my own experience is that it's so valuable to have someone you can trust and talk to. For me, I really learned the value of my own voice. Whether I was using it to communicate or express myself, it was an outlet, a way to reach for help. As much as I wish I could, I can't make mental illness disappear. But what I can do is urge people to utilize their voice, to remind them that they have one. Silence is not a way of coping. Don't let the tremble in your voice shake the words you want to express, and don't leave your thoughts unspoken.